No, no, no. First time I learn.
Yeah, okay. UML, it means that Unified Modeling Language. It is
Okay.
the type of diagram we are creating before the uh, before before the like requirement gathering, not
Mm-hmm.
before the requirement gathering, before documenting the thing. Like let's
Mm-hmm.
suppose um, we did meeting with the client and we got some idea regarding our project, what we have to do. Let's suppose we'll take the same example. We have that 12 web page project related to a tech platform, or you are from finance background, so we can take finance example. We have to update the website, or not
Mm-hmm.
website, banking application platform. And
Mm-hmm.
that platform is like that it is a very basic platform, and we have to like transition to basic platform to advanced platform. Like this is our
Okay.
requirement. And
Mm-hmm.
means basically we have to upgrade some of the features, some of the tab, some of the functionality. This is our requirement from the client. And then first thing is like you will do document analysis. You will check
Mm-hmm.
the demo account, how the functionality is working right now, how the what are the features are there, like what are the high level requirement, what needs to be changed there. Like if you got that idea, then
Mm-hmm.
you have to create some user flow, some diagram. So on one go, you will get an idea like what I need to do.
Uh, just like a Power BI, right? No, just like a visualizations, effects, and
Correct, correct,
scene.
correct. Just like a visualization, just like a flow chart.
Okay.
Like in one go, I can see the complete process, like start to end, what's going on in that one flow, or a second flow. Like let's take an example of NEFT transaction, or checking bank balance, or any flow like of this. So and this is just I'm talking about the existing thing which is available in that banking application. But we have to change that flow, or we have to update something. So for that flow, we have to create the UML diagram for this Unified Modeling Language Diagram. And
Okay.
the first thing is like why we are why we are doing this diagram for this. We can directly switch to the documentation part. But
Mm.
if you do some pictorial representation, then what are those minor things, minor feature, you will not miss it, because you will go step by step, like step one, step two, step three. So this is an like good approach to go with that. That's why industry is following the UML diagram overview. So
Mm-hmm.
in this today's presentation, today's session will go through that. What is the UML diagram? Nowadays, trend has been changed. Company is not following the UML diagram. We are following only flow chart, only activity diagram. But still, as a business analyst, you should know how UML diagram, and at least basic concept. And you can see in the JD as well, job description. You
Okay.
like a UML diagram. You need to understand UML diagram or hands-on experience with the UML diagram. So in this
Mm-hmm.
session, we'll learn about the introduction to UML, UML diagram for business analyst. What are the tools of UML diagram? And we'll discuss some case study, and we'll take Q&A.
Mm.
So I hope you got the idea of what is unified
Yes.
modeling
Yes.
language, and what it is to be, what is the need of this diagram,
Yes.
right? There are
Ye-
like two approach or two types of diagram here. One is structural, another is behavioral. Structural, it means that um, just understand, it looks like a theoretical, but at the end of presentation, all the dots will connected. So what is the class, what is the object, kind of thing. But structural, it means that it consists of the class, object, component, composite structure, package, and deployment. Right.
Okay.
This is the part of structural diagram. And behavioral means there are two types: activity and state machine. And if we have other is like sequence, communication, timing, and interaction and overview. It's just two different types in a theoretical way, structural and behavior. These are
Okay.
the three types of diagram in unified modeling language: use case diagram, activity
Okay.
diagram, and sequence diagram.
Mm-hmm.
Like first, we have to prepare for the use case diagram. Means I will tell you how it will prepare. Like what is the purpose of this diagram?
Mm-hmm.
It is the same example of banking. Like let's suppose there is a customer who want to withdraw money from the ATM machine, or ATM machine, or yeah, ATM machine, and I think we can transfer the fund as well. That's why. So what we have to do, we have to list down the functionality of what a person can perform in that ATM machine, or in that banking functionality, banking application. So
Mm-hmm.
the actor means the person who is performing that activity, right? Actor means here is the customer, or customer of a bank, or customer of the ATM. So first we have to authenticate that customer, like by updating their PIN identification number, right? First, he want to like insert the card, then he will show. He will see the details. Now he will to he will put the PIN number. That is nothing but the customer authentication process. Then
Mm-hmm.
what second thing, he can withdraw the money from that ATM thing, or I'm not sure, from that ATM machine he can transfer the fund. But if we add here, let's suppose the customer is in the bank as well, or is in the ATM machine as well. In some of the bank, like in the bank premises, there is a ATM machine, there is an ATM machine, and there is a bank employee as well. So that's why we are considering the transferring fund as well. So
Okay.
this is the feature also we are considering for the transferring fund. And once the fund has been transferred, the customer can check the balance of that account. So what use case diagram says, let's suppose you have to prepare the use case diagram of your existing application. So just list down all the application, sorry, list down all the features, and just connect with that actor. Actually, it is a very simple diagram,
Mm-hmm.
because there is one actor only. It is from the customer point of view. That's why, and it is related to this kind of the means customer is performing this kind of activity. That is nothing but the use case diagram,
Okay.
right? So now we are not creating any use case diagram, because client will think that it is a waste of time. But if you are if you are a stage of in any initial project, like 0 to 1, then they might will ask you about the use case diagram. But still, as a BA, you should know use case diagram, right? Then we'll go. Yeah, any question about this?
No.
No. Yeah. Activity diagram. Activity diagram, uh, it's just a flowchart. Actually, it's very simple, and I'm using this diagram a lot of time. Like if I want to compare the flow, or I want to prepare any flow, so I can go with this activity diagram only. So
Mm-hmm.
it just like this fill dot, it means the start point. Then customer will log in the account. He want to transfer the fund to their friend's account. There is a condition, transfer 12,000 rupees to friend's account. Then there is a
Mm-hmm.
condition, if like account balance is greater than 12,000, then only transfer the fund. And if the balance is less than 12,000, we can give the error message like insufficient balance, kind of this, and then fund will not transfer. You can see Y and N means yes or no. And this is the parallel line of this both the action, and the process will end. Activity diagram will end. This is the thing. And we are following activity diagram, and I will teach you how to create the activity diagram through Lucidchart tool. Lucidchart
Mm-hmm.
is a very simple tool. We can go through that. It just and you can mention in your JD as well. So it's
Okay.
very simple tool. And you can create any diagram not related to business analyst work or whatever you are working now in a finance domain. You can create that diagram as well for your understanding. And this is the sequence diagram, or sometimes it is called as a swim lane diagram. Means, and it is very difficult, and I'm not using this diagram much more because I will tell you the flow of use case diagram is like this. We are just
Hmm.
pointing out the feature. In activity diagram, the flow is like log vertical flow, right? But here is the flow is horizontal. So
Hmm.
like I might be confused or I don't like their structure. So still you can check how the swim lane diagram. Just remember the name.
So which time using a sequence diagram mostly,
Correct, correct. Yes. Yes. If
but which
anyone, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Uh,
which time using the sequence diagram? I'm
No,
just
no,
asking.
it's not like that. It's not like that. The people will ask or interviewer will ask you, yes,
Mhm.
uh, do you know about the any use case diagram or activity diagram you use or any flowchart diagram? So you can tell them like I often use the activity diagram for my work, for my daily work or weekly we are performing activity. Don't go with this sequence
So
diagram or a swim lane diagram. It is called as a swim lane as well.
swim line. Okay.
Swim lane, lane, LANE.
Okay.
It is very difficult actually. Those are the
So
expert.
nobody using a
S-
stream
s-
diagram, right?
Nobody using as of now, like for now, like current situation, like when before 2000, like I will write 2K, before the 2000, people are using the swim lane diagram. Those are the expert in the kind of a development thing. They are using this diagram. You can see the flow is like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then end the activity. This is the start and this is the end. But we cannot, like if there are multiple, this is the only one condition. If there are two to three conditions, then the flow is increasing like this. So it is very difficult to understand. So miss in my career or I never follow this sequence diagram. Use case and activity diagram is very easy to learn and easy to explain.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We'll move to next. These are the different UML tool. Like you can try miss what which tool tried, MS Visio. Sorry, you can take the screenshot or photo of this thing. You can go through the website and explore this open source tool. But MS Visio now it is a commercial actually. Previously MS Visio is the free tool, and if I have access, I can check and I will give it to you. But apart from that, Lucid Chart is the best option. There is a 30 days trial period. In that trial period, you can explore all the option and you can click work on your flowchart diagram. But
Mm-hmm.
still, like what people you are using, MS Visio and a Rational Tool IBM. These are the
Mm-hmm.
most preferable. But nowadays, no one working on a UML diagram actually. So, but
Okay.
still, MS Visio is the very popular tool, Microsoft Visio tool.
Okay.
Mhm. Yes, we'll go through the use cases. And this diagram actually, use case diagram is very useful for the creating the use cases. Let's suppose we'll discuss the some. Uh, let's suppose there are a different use case like 10 means
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the use case means how the client will log in the account, how
Mm-hmm.
let's suppose sign in, then sign up, and then
Means start to end process, right?
start to end process. Means what I'm saying, for every feature we can create the use case diagram, or what are the steps is needed to go with that. Like let's suppose sign up. Sign up means actor will perform the updating the user ID,
Mm-hmm.
then a password, then he will get successful message, and then
Mm-hmm.
the login will successful, and then he will open the page. Kind of means anything. The means we are checking the all the use cases. What is the purpose of this diagram? Like let's suppose we have a 10 functionality and means 10 different use cases, and in
Mm-hmm.
that 10 use cases there should be a multiple features involving. Features means button, tab, drop down option, text box. So we will not miss any option, right? We'll
Right.
consider all. If you check every use case minutely, every use case with the help of use case diagram, right? Otherwise what will happen, if I'm like this is my personal experience. If I'm working on particular requirement with the client or my senior product manager, then I will miss the particular requirement. Array, this is the like our widget, and we miss that. Let's suppose this is our chart. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry about my diagram. Like, this is the like you can say segment, and
Mm-hmm.
these are the percentage actually. Means
Mm-hmm.
when I click here, I can see the student detail here. What are the means? These are the percentage range. Uh, Percentage range of that student, and when I click here, they will guess the we will get the list of student. What are the students on this segment, on this segment. And this is one type of chart, but in our in our application or in our that page, there are different widget, and we miss that this feature functionality. Right. Like once the user click on this, we'll get the student list. So what we have to do, will I check this functionality again. We need to implement this. I discuss with the designer. She provided me the proper design Figma link accordingly, and then I created the ticket, and then I added in the sprint. I added in the sprint. So like, and it's happening to everyone. Like, what are the minor changes we can miss, but if we follow this use case diagram, we'll not miss anything.
Okay.
You got it right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. Yes. Yeah, this is the use case diagram how we can prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this outline is called the boundary. Um, and this is the use case actually. What are the items or not items? What are the functionality we are performing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the actor or is the live person who is performing the activity.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to like all the use cases should be into the inside the system boundary. So it is the use cases of the point of sale terminal. Let's suppose we are at the like shopping mall, and we completed our shopping, and we are at billing counter. So this is the our flow. The first like what we did, we buy item. Let's suppose this is the there are two actors actually. This is
Mm-hmm.
you or me or any other
Mm-hmm.
person who is performing the shopping. He like this use case means they are just referring these are the use cases, but there are two actors involved. One is cashier and one is other person who is doing the shopping. First, we are buying the item, right? Uh, Once the our shopping is done, we'll come to the point of sale terminal, and then
Mm-hmm.
there is a work of other actor, that is a cashier. He will log in the system, or a system is already logged in, but still as a use case we are considering this. And then he will update all the items whatever purchased by this person or you, and then he will generate the bill. So this is the use case of point of sale terminal. So there are three use case we have to consider: buy item, login, and generate bill. This is the
Mm-hmm.
simple example, but still
Yes.
you have to understand it,
Yes.
right? And now next thing is like what are the actors? Like who are the actors? Actors should be the humans, like we discussed that the two humans are there. Machines, payment gateway, organizational unit, point of sale machine, and computer with the external printer. Means while doing the while working on the use case diagram, these much entities or these much attributes we can consider as actor. Like
Okay.
external actors are the external. Actually, it is you can say it is like beyond the system boundary. That's why we
Mm.
have to take care of that. Who are the actors, right?
Okay. Yes.
External object that product or consumes data. Like here, we are consuming data. Like we buy it atom. We are like this person is performing login operation, generating the bill. So that's why we are like destination for data, and it must be external to the system.
System. Yes.
And database is the like is the internal part of the like application, we can say. Database is for the this two thing, but still it is for a internal thing. That's why we are not considering database as a uh, like for a, as an actor, right?
Yes. Yes.
Huh. These are some tricky thing. There are two conditions here, but still no one will ask you if the person is very old, like our father, 40s or 50s, then only he can dig down. What is you do you know the relationship in the use case diagram about the include and accept? But still, this is very tricky actually. By default, all the conditions in the use case diagram are include whatever we created here, or
Mm-hmm.
all are include. Include means the arrow is like this, right? Just remember
Mm-hmm.
the arrow is like this, and the other condition is like kind of this exceptional. So if you remember that exceptional, then this is the default condition.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of this include is like to reduce the level of duplication of functionality by factoring out common behavioral into use cases that are candidate for reuse. It means that like this is a um, we have to withdraw the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Withdraw the money from ATM machine, but before that, a card identification is needed, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
the mandatory thing. Once you enter your PIN number, then only you can withdraw the money. This is the
Mm-hmm.
mandatory thing. That's why the relationship between these two use case is the include. That's why arrow
Mm-hmm.
is like this. First card identification should be done, and then only we can withdraw the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Yes.
like it is called as the include relationship to reduce the
Okay.
level of duplication of functionality by factoring out common behavior into use cases that are candidate for reuse. So it's just a
Yes.
theoretical statement. And
Mm-hmm.
there is other relationship like extend. Extend relationship is for the special or some exceptional cases. Let's suppose in our point of sale terminal, uh, we purchase some order, and there is some offer is going on, and you purchase some amount in the sorry you purchase some items above 50,000. Like it's very huge amount, 5 lakh. Let's we'll take an example of 5,000. You
Mm-hmm.
purchased item above 5,000, and you see that signboard like above 5,000 there is a so much discount, and then you can ask to that cashier, can you give me the a discount of that this about this on my offer on my bill. So but before that bill is